it's Joy, and I am covering Howard University's graduation commencement, and we are all done. So it was an awesome event, and Bill Clinton spoke, and he talked about not giving up and keep pushing on and to serve your fellow man. And he kept it kind of short and sweet because it started to rain a little bit, but he did a really great job.
I congratulate all of you who are here, your parents, your friends, your loved ones. I thank those who taught you and worked to keep this university going, and the supporters of Howard who are here. But unlike almost every other person here who's older, I actually remember who gave my commencement speech 45 years ago, next month. And I remember exactly what the speech was. We were like this on the lawn at Georgetown, just across town. It started out to be a clear day. Then all of a sudden, this huge storm cloud came over, and the lightning began to dance in the sky. And a Howard graduate, the mayor of Washington, D.C., Walter Washington, stood up at the podium, as I am. He looked at the sky, he looked at the shivering students, and he said, "Congratulations. If we don't get out of here, we're all going to drown." If you want a copy of my speech, you write me and I'll send you one. Good luck. And off we went. Now, what did I learn from that? The most successful commencement speeches are brief and highly relevant. So, wherever you are, Mr. Mayor, thank you for the memory. It is important for you to remember that you have been empowered to do something most people who ever lived could not do. Even with the employment situation and the economic challenges, virtually all of you have the power to choose what you will do to earn a living. It may sound self-evident, but most people who have ever lived, including hundreds of millions, even billions of people on the face of the earth today, never had that choice. They simply did whatever was at hand, in whatever form it presented itself, to put food on the table, and if they had a family, to support their families. You have a choice. The only bit of personal advice I have is this: try to do something that'll make you happy. And most people are happiest doing what they are best at. You have been given that gift. That is the ultimate gift Howard has given you. You are going out into a world that is the most interdependent world in history. You can see it not just in trade, but travel, in increasing diversity. Look how diverse America is. Pretty soon, there will be no majority race. There is no majority race in California or Hawaii. And by 2050, there will be no majority in America. We'll just be one big group of people that will have to think of something to hold ourselves together. And it's very important. So the second thing I want to say to you is this. The world has many challenges. You know them. There's too much inequality. It's manifested for most college students in the fact that they haul out of college with too much debt and wonder if they're going to be able to repay it. And it's manifested for most people that don't have a college degree because they've been working 10 years without much of a pay raise. And it's manifested all over the world by a global jobs crisis for young people. And you saw those incredibly articulate young people in Tahrir Square in Cairo. One of the reasons they were there is that every year their university system churned out 400,000 college graduates, trying never to forget what we have in common is more important than our interesting and profoundly important differences. And don't give up on yourself or your life. One of the most rewarding experiences that I had or have had since I left the White House is the opportunity to work in South Asia after that horrible tsunami which occurred a couple of years before Hurricane Katrina. You remember that? It was devastating to Indonesia and Southeast India and Sri Lanka and the Maldives, parts of Thailand. President Bush asked me to work with his father for a while. I did that, and I worked for the UN for 2 years, and we had a great time. Because of the disaster, a long-standing civil conflict in Indonesia was settled because we brought back the fishing to them together. We brought new opportunities to grow and sell coffee to them together. But in every disaster, as you remember from Katrina and as we now see in Haiti where I'm working, the housing is always the hardest thing to fix. So there was one tent city with 40,000 people in Indonesia and Aceh where people were sweltering, miserable in these hot tents. And as the UN coordinator, I had to go visit and let them unload on me because we were 6 months late in getting them out of there. And I showed up, and the president of the camp was there. They had elected a president. And he introduced me to his wife and to his son, a 10-year-old boy that I still believe to this day is the single most beautiful child I have ever seen. His eyes were luminous. And I had a young Indonesian woman working as my interpreter. So when I started the tour with the father, the president of the camp, the mother and the son went off, and I said, I believe that is the most beautiful boy I ever saw in my life. And she said to me, yes, he's very handsome. Before the tsunami, he had 9 brothers and sisters. They're all gone. Every last one. Now, I have 2 points to make. First, this man who had lost 9 of his 10 children led me through that camp with a smile on his face and never talked about anything but what those other people needed and what he wanted me to do for them. He honored his children by pouring himself into meeting the needs of the people left on earth. So we do the tour. Second point. They ended it at the health clinic because they knew I'd done a lot of work in this area. And their economy never produced anywhere near 400,000 jobs for college graduates. So there's a lot of inequality in this world. There's a lot of instability in the world, manifested by the financial crisis and how quickly it spread across the world, but also in how all these wonderful open borders could lead to what happened at the Boston Marathon. 2 boys come here looking for a college education, seem to be doing well, then this or that or the other thing goes wrong, and they decide that the only way their lives can have meaning is to take some other people's lives away. They were not empowered as you are. Just about a year before, you remember another young man tried to blow up a car bomb in Times Square in New York. He and his wife got college degrees in America. He had a job and a home mortgage, and then, like a lot of Americans, he lost it. Most of us were raised to face failure in the face and pick ourselves up and go back to work and make something good happen. And I hope you will do that. But somehow he thought this isolated him from the rest of the world, so the only way his life could matter is if he took away the lives of people he didn't even know. So the first decision we have to make before we can get to all the policies and all the things that would change the world for the better is to share the future, to try to create a world of shared prosperity, where there is shared responsibility, where everybody can be a part of a community as long as they believe in certain values, including equal treatment and the absence of violence and the opportunity to begin again. Not to be free of failure, the opportunity to begin again. The man's wife shows up again, this time holding a 3-day-old baby. She said, "This is our youngest resident, and we want you to name this child." And she was carrying the baby, not the mother. I hesitate to tell you all this, but in their culture, when a mother gives birth to a new baby, she gets to go to bed for 40 days and be waited on. You should, there's Congressman Cummings. Ask him to introduce that next week. See how far that gets in this Congress. But anyway. So this woman who had lost 9 of her 10 children with a smile on her face is holding this baby. And I said, you really want me to name the child? It was a boy. She said, "Yes." I said, through my interpreter, "What's the word in your family? Do you have a word in your language that could be a name that means new beginning?" And this woman got a big smile on her face, and she said to me through the interpreter, said, "Yes, lucky for you. In our language, the word dawn, D-A-W-N, is a boy's name, not a girl's name. We will name this boy Dawn, and he will be the symbol of our new beginning." I am telling you this because no matter what happens to you, it is highly unlikely that you will ever face anything as awful as what happened to that mother and father. They somehow found the strength to treasure the one who remained and to serve others. That is the heritage that you take with you from Howard. That is what your people are doing in Rwanda, half a world away. If you do what makes you happy, and you don't give up, and you keep serving, I think you will live in the most interesting, prosperous, and peaceful time in human history. Good luck.
I'm graduating from the College of Allied Health, Nursing and Allied Health, and I have my bachelor's in radiation therapy. I'm excited to be done with school and to start my life, and I guess, I don't know, reach the next destination in my journey.
Did you like Bill Clinton's speech?
Yeah, I love Bill Clinton, so I was very excited about it.
Awesome.
Hi, my name is Brandon Hill. I'm graduating senior from School of Communications. My major is journalism with a concentration in PR. I'm very excited about graduating because I get to start my life. I'm moving back to the Midwest area. I love DC, but I'm ready to get out of here.
You miss your family?
Yes, I miss my family.
What did you think was the most, what nugget did you take from Bill Clinton's?
Well, what he was talking about the Boston bombings, I thought that was really important for him to say, like, you know, there were people just coming to college in America just trying to be normal people, and they ended up doing something that could, you know, affect the whole America, and they were just trying to come to college, and that was their first mission. I thought that was great. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Imani Zaki. I'm a fashion merchandising major, well, graduate now, from New Union, New Jersey, and I'm excited about graduating. Just kind of, you know, ready to be gone, start my new chapter in life, so I'm really excited for that.
What was something memorable that you take from your 4-year experience at Howard?
I feel like, especially at this school, you should never take no for an answer. Like, no matter what, there's always a way around anything possible. Don't ever take no for an answer.
Don't.
You can always get something accomplished. Don't ever let anybody shoot you down or anything. You gotta push it. Yeah, keep pushing through.
It's kind of...
Yeah.
Because if you accept no, then no.
Yeah,
That's not gonna work.
not gonna
That's
work.
not gonna work.
If you accept no, then no.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
You're supposed to accept no.
Patience will get you very far.
Amen. Amen. Well, thank you ladies very much and congratulations.
Thank you.